Hi, everyone. My name is Tracy Cunningham. I'm the Director of Operations at On Point, and I am excited to be back with you today, especially talking about this topic, the building healthy relationships. Last week, Miss Frida talked to you about building healthy families and talked about all the healthy components that come together to build families. And this week, we're going to build on that. We're going to get even bigger. What are the other relationships inside of your lives? And so there are many different kinds of relationships. Some of them are family, friends, dating partners, school. Let's kind of take a look a little bit at some of these. So families, as Miss Frida talked to you all about, can look very different. They can be a little bit more traditional. They might be blended families. Frida talked to you all about This Is Us, where they were a bit more of a blended family. She also talked to you about Hey Arnold, who was raised by his grandparents. Whatever your family looks like, maybe it looks like one of these, maybe it doesn't. But we're gonna talk about those relationships. We're gonna go in a little bit deeper today. Also, friendships. You've got your girlfriends, you've got your guy friends. However, you come to find your tribe of people, there's relationship components inside of here. And so we're going to unpack that. What about school or professional? So the people who you share class with, maybe you share work with. What about even your teachers? What kind of relationship do you have with them as well? And then what about dating? Those dating partner relationships that are all romantic. What do those look like? So let's dig in here and see what actually makes a healthy relationship. So we're going to put together a relationship recipe, and we're going to start with what Miss Frida talked about last week. So what are some character traits or qualities that are needed to make a good relationship? And Miss Frida had mentioned they need to be loving. They maybe you need to have good listeners inside of here. They need to be really respectful of each other's boundaries and feelings. They need to be responsible for their own thoughts and feelings themselves. They need to be honest, no secret keeping, lying, all of that. What else would you add to this list that would make a healthy relationship? So just be thinking about that as we keep moving along. And then that's wonderful if the other person has all of these things, but then we have to ask ourselves, do I have these same qualities that I'm hoping that the other person in the relationship has? And then we ask ourselves, in the past, have I chosen to hang out with people who had these qualities? And if not, why? Let's just be thinking about that. Now, we've talked about what is great. Let's talk about what is absolute relationship poison. And so Ms. Frida mentioned anything that's abusive. And so this could be slapping, hitting, kicking, pulling, any of that. This is relationship poison. And we always add those good resources at the end to get you help. Remember to get help if any of these things are happening. There is also being rude or mean, verbally or emotionally abusive. This could include name calling, simple unkindness that really is destructive to those relationships. Some people have said, gosh, if I don't respond like immediately when they text, then the other person becomes really, really angry. This is relationship poison also. You are not at the other person's complete disposal, right? You have other things going on in your life, so they need to be patient and wait on you just a minute. So if this starts to happen, you're going to want to try and find a trusted adult to try and talk to figure out if this is some of this relationship poison. Some people say since we started hanging out, now there's a lot of secrets that I don't share with my other family and friends. This is also relationship poison. It could end up leading to some more isolation where you feel like all you've got is this person who's holding you to these secrets. It could also be in a situation where you feel like you've been pressured into sexual activity or you've been sexually touched without permission. This is a major, major, major relationship poison. Please seek help. That Tennessee Child Abuse Hotline, 911, Safe Trusted Adult, all of these are resources for you. Please call and ask for help. What other things are concerning? Is there anything else that you might see in some of the relationships that you're either observing or the relationships that you're in that aren't on this list that also could be considered poison? Just consider these as we move forward. All relationships move on a spectrum, either towards healthier or abusive. And so, healthy is going to be things like good communication, healthy communication. Everybody is sharing. We're all hearing each other. We're listening. We're being respectful of people's personal space, their thoughts, their feelings. We're being trustworthy. We're not going around sharing everybody else's secret, but we're also really we're not lying and we're not being dishonest in any of these things. Equality is huge in healthy relationships, really valuing the other person as a human being and treating them the way you also would want to be treated is really important. And then also maintaining some individuality is really key. You are an individual and you don't cease becoming yourself the minute you get involved in a friend group or even a dating partner relationship. Now, these things can move towards the unhealthy side when that communication begins to break down and maybe you're keeping secrets or you're not being fully honest or maybe you're withholding information or you're kind of ghosting them on your social media. Maybe you've got some inconsiderate behavior. You don't do what you say you will do. You kind of go MIA on them. Maybe there's a lack of trust. Maybe you're just kind of feeling that maybe they're holding something back without going directly to them and saying, hey, can we talk about this? Maybe there's some dishonesty where there's a bunch of lies or secrets. Also a struggle for control instead of that equality we talked about where each person was able to be themselves and have a voice in the relationship. If there's a struggle for somebody to control the relationship, that starts to get really concerning. And then also when you begin to lose yourself, your individuality, and you kind of become lumped in to this relationship. These things become majorly abusive when the communication moves towards harmful, and that is screaming, yelling, cussing, threatening, all of that sort of stuff. Disrespect, not respecting your personal space, or not respecting your feelings or your thoughts. Accusation and blame. You made me feel, or I'm not held responsible for what I did. You made me do whatever. No, we're 100% responsible for what we say, think, do, and feel. So I am not responsible for you hitting me. That's not true. And then control, when someone has taken over the control of that relationship. You're no longer these two individuals working together in a relationship, but one person has taken control. And when that happens, the person can often feel isolated because then all they've got is the other person they're in that relationship with instead of a large group of people that have many relationships. So, 7 facts about relationships. One, unhealthy and abusive relationships do not get better over time. So, don't try and wait this out. Sexual activity does not make abuse go away. Getting married does not make abuse go away. You can't fix the other person. However, you yourself are 100% responsible for what you think and what you feel and what you say and what you do. So you also have some ownership in this relationship as well. Both individuals must be healthy and growing in order to produce a healthy relationship. And two half people do not equal a whole relationship. And loving the other person in the relationship should not have to hurt you. So now we've looked at all of these different things, the things that make the healthy relationship, the things that are poison, that spectrum. How do we move towards building healthy relationships? Well, the first main key is awareness. Take some time to observe and think about the relationships in your life. Where are they on those spectrums? We've listed the healthy, we've listed the poison. Be looking at those things. Go back and rewatch this again, maybe. Where do they fall? Where do your current relationships fall on this healthy and unhealthy and abusive spectrum? And then begin to think about the character traits you're looking for in your relationships. What are the healthy ones you want to try and both exhibit in your relationship, but also look for to bring in? And then how could you work towards building these good traits? Are there some positive supports in your life? Good, healthy adults, good, healthy friends that you could reach out to. And the two of you all maybe could work towards these healthy choices and healthy character traits together. As always, we leave you all with these very important resources at the end. This is extremely important considering the topic we just talked about. So, if at any time you have thoughts of running away, hurting yourself, or someone is hurting you, please immediately dial 911. Do not wait. The Tennessee Child Abuse Hotline that I referred to earlier, if someone's hurting you or someone you love, please dial 1-877 237 0004. And then also, there's another link for emotional help. It's for SAMHSA, the Substance Abuse and Mental Health Services Administration. All of these resources are also going to be listed in the description below this YouTube video. We hope this has been helpful for you today as you explore your own relationships. And we'll talk to you next time. Bye.